Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I'm posting one video every single day up until Christmas. That is 25 videos. We are on day 22. If you missed any of my previous videos, make sure to check those out. Trust me, you do not want to miss out. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notifications as I'm doing tons and tons of giveaways throughout the month of December. That being said, I'm doing my own nails. I finally got to doing them where they kind of match. I'm going to be doing the same color that I have on my Christmas nails onto my right hand using my non-dominant hand. So I am going to be sculpting these nails, and I'm also really excited that I'm doing New Year inspired nails. We're going to do tons of bling, and I'm adding some cat eye polish, which I've never worked with cat eye polishes. So I'm really excited to be using this really pretty neutral one for you guys for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now let's get right into it. Getting right into today's video, I went ahead and filed down most of my nail. I finally got to changing my clear Christmas ones to match my nude ones. So I'm going ahead and using my mandrel bit along with my Kiara Sky rechargeable e-file. I have her at about 4,000 RPMs. That's my comfortable speed to do all of my prep work. And I am using a sanding band with that bit. And I'm just going ahead and buffing off the shine of the natural nail while getting rid of any lifting. Now, if you guys are familiar with when I do my nails, for the most part, I do get lifting on my right hand just because I do it with my non-dominant hand, and it gets pretty tricky to do that without getting any spillage or anything like that. And I do use my right hand more. Therefore, you will see lifting compared to my left hand. So I'm just focusing on those lifted areas, and I basically like using a very light tapping motion on the acrylic to remove that. This is going to prevent any heat spike and any excess damage to the natural nail. Now I'm going in with my needle bit. This is from Amazon. You can find it in my Amazon storefront. And I'm just going in and filing around the cuticle area. This helps remove any excess dead skin cells around that area that you might have missed with your mandrel bit. These things are amazing. They are really, really good for getting into those hard to reach areas. So definitely recommend it if you struggle with lifting. So I'm just going in still at 4,000 RPMs with my e-file and gently filing that off. Now I'm going in with my cuticle ball bit, and I'm just gently buffing off any dead skin around my cuticle area. And I'm just doing this very lightly, still having my e-file at 4,000 RPMs. I just go around the skin and it buffs away any extra dryness that I might have. And I did want to apologize because there's quite a bit of footage that's missing. I probably accidentally deleted it off my phone, but I am dehydrating and prepping my nail using a lint-free wipe and some swipe. This just helps remove any extra dust, and it helps get that natural nail nice and dry. Now I'm going in and applying my form. This is from Amazon. Also linked in my Amazon storefront. These are my favorite. I'm just securing that on my finger, and then I'm prepping my nail with Profix from Profiles Backstage. And then immediately after, I'm going in with Teddy Bear from Kiara Sky, and I'm going to be extending my nail. So as you can see, I'm placing a medium-sized bead of acrylic where the free edge of my nail is, which is the tip, just in case you don't know. And I'm going ahead and just flattening that out, bringing in the sides, making sure that I'm cleaning it up and nicely. And then I'm going to be adding the thickness and the extra product that I might need. So I start off with one bead, extend it out as much as possible without making it extremely thin. And then I go in with the second one, and the length that I like to do my nails, you guys know I'm extra. I am putting it at a 5, probably 5.5 on these forms. So if you do purchase them, that will kind of give you a reference. Next bead goes right above where I started, and this helps build up that apex very, very nicely. That's why I like starting at the tip, and then we're going to work our way up into the cuticle area, making sure your finger is in a downward position. This can be pretty tricky on myself, so I'm not going to lie, I do get quite a bit of spillage on my own nails. And then I'm just adding that extra thickness around the apex. You want to build that up nicely so that you don't get any cracking on that nail. It can happen very early on, so you want to make sure you're adding that extra thickness. Now I do have a video that goes fully in depth on the perfect thickness in my opinion, so make sure you guys check that out if you are having issues with that. Now I'm going ahead and applying my form onto my ring finger. Again, I'm going to be prepping the nail with Pro Fix from Profiles Backstage. And then I'm going to be starting my acrylic application. Another medium-sized bead of acrylic at the tip of the nail. And I like to make sure that the sides are nice and snug since the beginning. So you see me kind of squeezing that up and then dragging upwards to bring the product down, just to make sure that my shape is nice and good from the beginning. Acrylic can be a little bit tricky and time consuming to file if you do apply way too much product. So I do recommend you guys try to get it as clean as possible. I know it can be tricky, but once you get your liquid to powder ratio down good, you shouldn't struggle too much as long as you're working fairly quickly. As you can see, I like to work from one side to another, alternating as I clean it up, making sure that the spillage stays at a minimum, and then I like to create that nice tip. And of course, you want to add the thickness that you like. Sculpted nails typically to me are thicker, especially because they have that nice C curve. They tend to be on the thicker side in comparison to when you use tips. So always take that in mind. You might have a little bit more thickness than what you're used to, and that is okay. They last very well. So definitely, if you're looking into getting into sculpted nails, definitely recommend that. I wish I would have started with my clients that way, because now I'm terrified to do forms on them. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off this process. Remember to hold your finger in a downward position when you are working in the cuticle area, and you should be good to go. Clean up very gently any spillage. You do not want to add any monomer to that, as that will just increase the spillage. And I'm going to go ahead and finish off these nails. Same process, same techniques on the rest of the nails. Now, I will say for whatever reason when I'm sculpting my thumbs, they always end up a lot chunkier than the rest of my nails. I don't know what it is. I guess just because it's wider, I have to add and compensate for that thickness. So disregard the chunky thumbs. But once I'm done applying that, I'm going to go ahead and fully remove the rest of my forms, the ones that I have left. I like to remove them as I'm transitioning from one finger to another. Once I'm done removing those forms, I'm going in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, and I'm going to start filing these nails. So what I like to focus on first is the underneath. You will notice that even though I tried to clean them up as best as possible, you still get a little bit of spillage, and that is okay. So I'm just holding my hand file a little bit more on the horizontal side, going underneath the nail and making sure that I'm cleaning it up nicely. And then I'm going on the sides, holding my file nice and straight and straightening out that shape. And as long as you have a good view from your nail, you should be able to get that nice and straight. As you can see, it makes a huge difference. I'm going to go ahead and file the surface of the nail. For this entire process, I am using my hand file just because it is using my non-dominant hand. I definitely want to be sure that I do not nick myself. So I'm using my hand file just to make sure that I get everything done nicely without hurting myself. So I'm just going in, and I've mentioned this before, I like to use my right hand in a lot of the instances to move instead of my non-dominant hand. It just makes it easier. So I'm holding the hand file as still as possible and then filing it with my right hand. I'm going ahead and filing the surface of the nail. I like to go vertically up and down, moving my right hand to assist myself and get a better movement of that file. And I'm just going up and down until it is nice and flush. And then I go around the cuticle very gently, making sure that it is nice and flush to my natural nail. Sometimes I will use a container of acrylic and just steady my hand on that, or I like to use my table as well. I'm just going in and scoring off that tip. Again, I'm going to repeat that same process around the cuticle very gently and vertically up and down the entire surface of the nail. So I did go ahead and clean the surface of my nail in prep for our nail art. So I'm using this Prosecco Go Cat Eye polish from Profiles Backstage. It's a really pretty champagne gold color, definitely very neutral. So I'm excited to be using this as it matches perfect with my nails. I'm going ahead and applying a thin layer of that onto my index finger. This is the first time that I've used this, so bear with me. I'm going in with this magnet, and then boom, I was like so impressed at how well that worked so fast. So they do have a pretty big bundle of different magnets, and I meant to show that in the video, but I will leave it linked down below if you guys are interested in different magnets. Huge variety, definitely recommend them if you are into cat eye polishes. So I'm going ahead and applying that onto my pinky nail as well, doing the exact same slanted line across, and then we're going to be curing that in the light. Once it's out of the light, I'm going in with my jewelry gel and my little dotting tool and just applying that wherever I'm going to be placing some crystals. I'm going to be using a different variety of AB crystals, different sizes, including some bigger shaped ones. And then I'm going to be including some caviar beads around that as a cute little accent. So I'm starting off with the cuticle area. I'm just going to be doing a few up top. Again, adding some caviar beads just as accents and fillers. So I'm placing 2 on each side and then 1 right at the tip. And then I'm going to be doing another design near that middle section. As you can see, I added some jewelry gel right there. So I'm taking a pretty big sized crystal, and that's going to be my starting point. And then I'm just going to be adding crystals wherever I feel should be best. And then I'm just adding a little bit more jewelry gel where I feel is necessary. But I'm bringing up the sides, going up towards the cuticle area. This is like one of my go-to designs. Super easy, so elegant. It looks so pretty with every nail set. Again, I'm adding caviar beads as fillers. I feel like that brings it up a huge notch. Definitely recommend caviar beads as fillers. It just gives it a whole different vibe. And I feel like it would be a perfect combination for New Year nails. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of this. I'm just using my little wax pencil to apply the crystals wherever I feel is good. I'm using my 3D nail art brush from Profiles Backstage, and I'm using that just to wipe off any excess product. It can kind of bunch up around the crystals, and you definitely want it nice and flat so that when you top coat, it doesn't look funky. So now I'm adding a little bit more jewelry gel around the corner of my ring finger, and I'm going to be doing a big cluster of crystals coming down into like a swoop. And so I'm just applying the jewelry gel where I'm going to be placing the crystals. So I'm using this really big teardrop one as my beginning point. And then I'm going to be adding different crystals around that. Again, using some tiny crystals and some caviar beads as fillers. It makes it look so much more full, and it just makes it look so pretty. So I'm going ahead and making sure that they're staying nice and put. And then I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of this. Now we're curing that in the light, and then once it's out, I'm going to go ahead and finish off these nails. I'm adding tiny little accents on the cat eye nails. I didn't want to add too much to them, but I felt like they still needed some crystals. So I'm just adding one big one and one little one up at the cuticle area, and then I'm going to be doing the same thing on the thumb. Once it is out of the light and they are nice and cured, I'm going in with Gloss It from Not Polish, and I am applying that onto the surface of the nail, gently going around the crystals. Make sure you do place some top coat over top of the caviar beads. That helps secure them nicely into place, and it also helps as a nice little barrier for the rest of the crystals as well. Again, I'm going to be applying that over top of the nails, and you want to cure that in the light for 1 minute. I like to do 2 minutes just to be safe, but definitely recommend this super glossy top coat. It is super shiny, and it stays shiny the entire time. And as always, don't forget to use your favorite cuticle oil. Mine's from Profiles Backstage. But that basically concludes today's video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.